Hello. Good morning. Welcome back. I'm back. You're back. We're all back. Sorry I didn't stream yesterday. I had some sad stuff happen on Friday, so I wanted to take Saturday to kind of relax and settle my emotional state. I'm also getting ready for my trip to England. Yeah. I'm gonna be going to England starting Wednesday. So we were also doing some shopping for some last minute items I needed. I thought I knew where my bathing suit was, but apparently not. So I had to go get a new one, along with some other stuff. Let me move my phone away from the microphone. Mute it while I'm at it. There we go. Okay, so I had mentioned before that I did want to do the Master Role quest that came out in 7.1, but I wasn't sure how long it would be. So I kind of wanted to pair it with something, which is why I hadn't streamed it yet. And then when I saw when they were announcing 7.2 that they were going to add another Cornservant quest, I was like, okay, I'll pair those together. So here we are. So I'm gonna start with the Cornservant quest first, since I figured that'll be shorter. I've heard that we get something for this quest, and I brought my little minion buddy out to hang out. So let's start with the new world quest, the new Cornservant quest. I am not awake as usual. Let me just sip of water here real quick. Let's go. This usually chipper cob of corn looks oddly consternated. Cornsternated?
Well, if it isn't my dear friend Alessandra. Trust you've seen your fair share of adventure and delectable delights since we last met.
God, you should see the Monster Hunter food, bro.
That as well. Would that I had similar tidings to share, but in truth these old colonels find themselves in need of assistance. I sense a belly possessed of monstrous appetite has found its way to Bayside Bevy, you see. 'Tis a hunger so ravenous it shook me to my very cob. I dare not confront it alone, but now I have you. That is, of course, assuming you would accompany me.
Of course, little guy, of course. Let's do this.
So you'll join me then? Ah, what joy it is to bask again in the warmth of your generous heart. Once we arrive, I but need you to keep watch while I seek out the belligerent belly that cries for satiation.
Okay, buddy. Where are we going? Okay, not too far. I'm gonna talk about the people eating here.
We met him once before, did we not?
Uh-huh. Hello again. Say, don't I know you from somewhere? Yes, of course. You're the one who offered me that grilled corn. That was awfully nice of you. I was definitely at my worst back then, without any prospects to speak of. Oh, bless me. But that corn was just the boon I needed. It wasn't long after that that I found a new job, and now I couldn't be happier. Speaking of which, I'd better get back to it. Hopefully I'll see you around sometime. Thanks again.
His belly was full with food and his spirit with purpose, a most gladdening sight. However, he is not the one we seek. Let us look elsewhere.
Oh god, there's two more. This is the other people we talked to, I guess.
Hey, is that not the kindly woman we met once before?
Hello again.
Ah, it is you. What a time for reunions this has been. My daughter had been missing for some time, you see, but I found her in Yassilani at long last. A most joyous yet shocking occasion, for now she's nearly as old as I am. Would that her father could see us, a pair of old maids. We're together now, though, and that's what's important. Oh, but listen to me prattling on. I'm sure you have better things to be doing. Take care, miss, and thank you again for your kindness. A hearted belly once pained, but now at peace. No doubt she and her daughter have enjoyed many a delicious cornfield dish together.
They're twins! No, there are two of them.
We know this fellow, do we not? Hello.
You're that corn peddling stranger from before. If you're worried about what I've been up to, you needn't be. I went and got my life together just like I said I would. Even managed to find a new job. A friend of mine put in a good word for me over at Auntie's, so the next time you see me, I'll be grinding corn to make tasty tortillas. Be sure to stop by sometime and I'll pay you back for that grilled corn.
Did he say he'll be making corn tortillas? Oh, how delightful.
It's kind of strange, isn't it? That the corn is happy about corn being crushed and made into tortillas.
Here it is, the malign rumblings of a hunger most foul. Pray wait here while I seek out the offended stomach. The rumblings are coming from... the pillow fellow over there. Might you go over and ask if aught troubles his mind or stomach?
You doing okay, buddy? You hungry? Something bothering you? I'm sorry. You want to know if I'm having stomach troubles? Yeah. No, I can't say that I am. Though I have been having strange cravings of late. Terrible cravings for... blood. I yearn for blood. What is wrong with you?
Wait, this baleful hunger is not his own. He's been possessed. Leave him be, spirit, leave him be, and show yourself. Psst, psst.
That's an interesting, what is that, a fish?
Well, what have we here? A blade made sentient by an Assyrian spirit, and a rather ancient one at that.
So that's a weapon?
Long, long ago, when the lands were barren and the people desperate, they would offer up ritual sacrifices in hopes of a bountiful harvest. The rites required the tithe of a beating heart, cut by stone blades that supped on life force and made nascent spirits like the one that sways before us. But once the people received of my corny blessings, they no longer had need of such practices. The rites and rituals were buried along with their tools.
Do you suppose one of your corn dishes would save its hunger? Do we feed it corn?
No, I fear a spirit of this nature has little interest in the niceties of corn, but there must be something that can satisfy it.
Combat!
I've got it! I cannot prepare aught to suit its palate, but you can! You'd slay all manner of beasts on your travels, do you not? Were you to take this dagger into your possession, it could then feast on the life force of your fallen foes, thereby sating its hunger. Assuming, of course, this gentleman would be willing to part with it.
Here, dog. This thing was making you feel weird. Do you want to get rid of it? That dagger is the reason why I've been feeling so strange. Come to think of it, I'd never had such weird cravings before buying it. How much did you pay, bro? And insofar as it's being a knife for ancient rituals, the peddler who sold it to me did say they found it in the aftermath of a landslide caused by the Great Storm. If you're willing to risk keeping that thing, far be it from me to stop you. I won't charge you either. Having a clear head will be payment enough. Good luck. Well, that's a bargain. Thank you. Surprised they were willing to part with it for free. Maybe they didn't pay a whole lot for it. Given what you've learned of this spirit, you have elected to refer to it as the Death Servant. You cannot help but wonder if the blood of your enemies alone will suffice to stay its hunger.
With that settled, perhaps the two of you should take a moment to get acquainted.
Okay.
Go on now, don't be shy. Say hello to your new companion. I do believe they've taken a liking to you. And so long as they are permitted to feast upon the beast slain on your adventures, you needn't worry about the ill effects of their appetite. Rather unexpected turn of events, would you not agree? Would that all appetites could be sated with corn, but alas, hunger is a fickle feed, not so easily overcome. Thanks to good friends like you, however, I need not contend with such challenges alone. Indeed, I have been blessed by the fertile soils of trust and acceptance to cultivate such a beautiful friendship. I have little more than my cob to offer, but I should hope this will suffice as a fitting payment. A decadent dish made with the finest corn. Minion and a meal. And with that, I must take my leave. Until we meet again, my friend.
Bye. Death Servant and tacos de carne asada. And I'd love some carne asada right now. Okay. Yeah. Stop moving. There you go, buddy. All right. Literally has a taste for life. Guys. There he is. In the course of being used in ritual sacrifices to ward off famine, this ancient stone dagger awakened as a malevolent spirit driven by an insatiable hunger for life force. By journeying with you and absorbing the essence of felled fiends, it is hoped that it will be able to suppress its murderous urges. Another sacrificial ritual by Exruntia. Alright, buddy. You can join us on the next part of this stream. That's cute that they give it a little heart to go after. Kinda like Undertale or something. Oh, it eats from my hand. Hey, no slicing the hand, Cubby. Alright. So, yeah. We're gonna go over to the restaurant for the Master Roll Quest. There we go. Ralmahul. Ralmahul has new tidings about an old adversary. And so the friends we made along the way. Alessandra, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Landsguard received word from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures, and requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also send their earnest gratitude for your efforts. It seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody, although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them. They now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. Good. I thought all was well, until I overheard some customers saying the Passage of the Unbound had new leaders. How? The shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left, but I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Landsguard. It was a sobering reminder that as long as their leader, Apyahi, is free, she can rebuild and scheme again. But she doesn't have the totems. Must have learned about the organization's workings during your search. Do you remember anything that might help us find out what she's up to? Each of her leaders was carefully selected from different regions. Workers Apyahi has orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Their funds were coming from Verazan. Honestly, it was honest. This is the honest answer at this point since it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure this is the most accurate. I do think she was wanting it to be spread around, so this is true too. I don't know if it was carefully selected though, but I'm gonna go with this answer. Huh. I see Apyahi didn't care if her leaders could keep secrets. Considering what we know of her, I doubt she was a good judge of character in that respect. But even a fool can do harm with enough coin. We'd do best not to underestimate. Yeah, I don't think she really cared who it was so long as she was scurrying around with people. The Landsguard also managed to dig up information. One of those apprehended said the Passage of the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ulda. I have an idea. If Apyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause to get close to her. Go undercover? You might be onto something. We even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting. Alessandra. You want me to go undercover? I know we're asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from Apyahi and her new cohorts could prevent further incidents. What do you say? Desperate times, I suppose. I could do that, I could do that. I could do it. We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Apyahi lightly. I suggest finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making your move. Okay. Which reminds me, those you aided are most eager to see Apyahi apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on their trail. For now, why don't you travel to Ulda and ask around? Perhaps our quarry has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. You got it. Wait. Oh, okay. It was all scrunched up, so it got a little weird. Sorry, I was late taking my antihistamines, so I am very congested right now. While I'm here, I'm gonna get some more teleport buffs, because we're low. Hello! There we go. That'll last us a while. What part of Volda are they at? Okay, so they're by the markets. Oh. And there's a wish to topple the nations of the world. I'm afraid I haven't heard of such a group, but there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common gripes are about market fees. You hear the merchants tell it, every one of them is a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. I can't say they'd go so far as treason, though. Huh. We're making the merchants unhappy. I don't know the name of Piahi, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof staring at passerby with his dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. It makes my stomach churn just to imagine he might still be there. Wonder who it is. Oh, I remember these guys. Shifty-eyed blokes? More shifty than usual, you mean? Well, just so happens a strange man tried to strike up a conversation with me not too long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blades a piece of my mind. He invited me to a gathering of people who sought true freedom, as he put it. I didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. It seems a suspicious man has been recruiting disgruntled citizens for unknown purposes. Perhaps you could get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. These goddamn upsellers! This pisses me off! I have to target this. What the hell is going on in this place? It's a racket! You there, mind letting me bend your ear? Huh? Oh, I understand the dead eyes. Huh? I sense in you a kindred spirit, one who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization, Passage of the Unbound. You might have heard tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. That was our doing. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors to win back the freedom they took from us. But we need to aim even higher, and for that we need more good women and men to lead us. women like you. As long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. I'm not saying that. Down with the oppressors! I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll have to pass the audition first. Want a seat at the table? Prove you are one. One of our own is standing by at the Gold Court. Show him this handbill and he'll lead you to go. Okay. I'm gonna hoof it. Doing this quest too, it looks like. Huh? What do you want? A handbill written in a simple font which reads, "Are you frustrated with your lot in life? Tired of feeling the boot ever on your neck? Then join us and win back your freedom. We invite both seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates to attend our audition." Fledgling reprobates. So you wish to lead others upon the passage, eh? You're welcome to try. But fair warning, this may be the hardest trial you've ever had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? Gird thy loins! Yeah, I'm ready. That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we put our potential leaders through. So I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. Is it an escape room? Oh, is that a Voidariga? Enter. Can you hear it? The cry of a child too young to know fear. Are you kidding me? Can you see it? A black bird in flight, its wings staining the azure skies. I like your outfit.
Can you feel it? The shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters.
The passage to a new morrow lies before you. The passage of the unbound. Nice painting. Do we get that? Not that I would put it in the FC, but it's a nice painting. Some people might want it. And with that, let us begin the audition for our new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. Wait a sec. Was he holding meat? Damn, son. I wonder if she's watching through that. You look disappointed somehow. I understand. You expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you are granted such an audience. What do you need me to do? Now, tell us your name. My name has some legacy to it, so... Oop. You don't need to know my name. Well done. The passage of the unbound works in the shadows, and our true names must remain hidden until their revelation can have the most dramatic impact. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? My friend joined up, so I thought, why not? I was impressed by your previous leaders, but they failed. They failed. I want to change the world. If you truly desired that, you done something noteworthy. You'd be ill-advised to recommend others for a position of leadership. Excuse me, you have no fucking idea what I've done up till now. It may not be on the villainous side of things, but I have done a frick ton of noteworthy things. Thank you. Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. No one can craft and gather. I'm a devil and Doman Mahjong. I wish I knew how to play this game. I anytime I try and poke at it, I just feel like the game is playing and I have no idea what's going on. I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. Anyone can fight. You do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? We don't need someone with muscles. We need someone who could grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. Well, to be fair, none of my options would lean in that direction.
That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation. This traitorous cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will you? Oh, what's wrong? Having second thoughts?
I don't want to kill an innocent person. Fuck you. I'm not here to do dirty work. You want him dead, you can kill him yourself.
So you saw through our little ruse. How insightful. You played the traitor most convincingly, my boy, and now you may leave. Let's see. Oh yes, your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Go!
Do a little dance. Capture your strength.
Oh my, such confidence, such grace, quite literally emanate from you.
I learned from the best. I believe we're ready to make our decision. You truly are singular among the other applicants. We can confidently say you've passed the first audition. Even hard-boiled Schultefeet nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries, but you remained composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Thank you. Our agent awaits without to guide you on the next step. Blah 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 blah. Oh, is she there? No, let's just transition. Would have been interesting if she was there.
Quite the selection of candidates this time. Eh?
If you feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes, good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. You know what? That's rather insightful of you. Thank you for saying that. I can see in your eyes that you've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. Should I be putting my Dark Knight on for this? Once you leave the Hall of the Unbound, you will be unable to return. Here, hold on. I have to admit, I kind of wish that there could be like a mirrored version of this chair. So that way they could either have both heads facing the inside or both heads facing the outside. This is a very cool chair. Alright guys, I want to take a screenshot since I won't be able to come in here ever again. Say cheese! Oh. Bodariga. Bodariga. Bye-bye! Thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition? I'll have you know our standards are higher than that. By the way, if you had failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. You never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. But don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. A gift. You must endure one final test, and seeing as how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. She was here a moment ago, but something compelled her to leave for the Sigoli Desert. Always has she followed the slightest whim. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. Okay. I wonder if someone from Sigoli would be a Sigolian. Why does she have that with her? What are you doing? What is this, dude now? Stop. Shake. Spin. Now come. Good boy. Good boy. Works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? Or is this not a chance encounter? I was told to come look for you after the first audition. Is that so? My underlings see potential in you. Ah. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Remember my name, the architect of the passage, Apiahi! Okay, Jojo. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there's but one requirement. Boundless charisma, or like boundless drama. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. No one will follow a bore. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. They'll gladly throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. I did well in forming my first cadre of leaders. Their absolute devotion to indulging their own desires moved even me to tears. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. No lie, I wouldn't like a totem that lets me tame monsters, but if it doesn't belong to you, it needs to go back where it belongs. Well, now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Power, fame, wealth? You know, this reminds me of the very first question we're asked in the game. You got a ring based on which choice you picked. I remember people suggesting wealth because you would get a crafting ring. A level 1 crafting ring. I don't really want to gain anything. No, none of that. Listen well, many a dream has died in silence. If you wish to see your desires realized, you must be bold in expressing them. As for me, I only want one thing. Freedom. Well, that wasn't an option for me. My village prospered amid nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by the rules of society. Our roles were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes, but I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went into the forest to hunt and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before. For this I was rewarded with exile. Yet my banishment was a blessing in disguise, for it helped me realize I could survive. I could thrive unbound by rules. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. But enough about myself. There's something I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of the beasts that infest these sands. Nice these things. As I said, beasts abound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let us commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means are at your disposal. Alright, Cubby. Hope you enjoyed that, Death Servant. You got a meal. It was a fine show of strength. Fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. We're not far now. Here we are. I've heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. In Alda, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this, as if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. Indeed, it is every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey. Free. I believe people have the same capacity. Each of us a star unto ourselves, the light of our lives illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. Ah, yes. You've passed, by the way. What? I knew I wanted you with me soon after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate toward you, don't they? Could tell. And so, to honor your induction into my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. Huh. Is what I would like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted as of late. Huh? Oh. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. In the remote outskirts of Shock Tyrol, I came across ancient and forgotten ruins, and within I encountered the spirit of a Yakhoi who called himself the Wise One. I asked the Wise One where I might find freedom, and he told me this story. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Shock Tyrol. But before we could settle here, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one many lost their lives. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the powers of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren. Yet I knew I could save others from our fate, and so I traveled across the land, bestowing the treasures upon struggling tribes. I wish to create a place where people bereft of a home can live as they wish. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Your conviction is plain to see that is true. 5 treasures have I bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Its power is far too dangerous. My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure upon me. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing. I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound. I see. And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of the world from their chains. You know, this feels like a case of good intentions going down the wrong path. Like, you have the heart of a good person deep down. I just feel like your methods, your application of your goal is bad, wrong, misguided. I did not intentionally intend to spend so much time in these wastes. Do ensure you master that pose I showed you. Although I've only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. With that, I cordially welcome you to the Passage of the Unbound. Oh god, I get the JoJo pose! Oh god, I gotta do this. What's the shorthand for it? What is the shorthand? No, it's not that. I'm gonna click this though to get rid of the thing. Pose of the Unbound. Yeah, Unbound / Unbound. I was thinking that way. Uh, no, 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 no. Do it again. We JoJo now, boys! You could sense a plot forming behind Apyahi's mischievous eyes. Now that the night sky has energized us, it is time to take action. Our goal is no less than to see every nation of the world crumble. Yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Ral when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One, no ruler had united the continent under one banner. Are you that old? Uncertainty was in the air, but so was the scent of freedom. I'd never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I adopted a Shitona name for myself. Yet now that same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state, and each day that passes those binds grow tighter. That is why our first course of action shall be to return Ral to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tuliolal. While my previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence, they never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing a nation. It falls to us to set a precedent for future leaders to follow. Go to Taral and get the lay of the land. Venture to Husatwahi and in Shaolani and rendezvous with my enforcers at the local tavern. You may await further orders there. Apyahi's scheme has been laid bare. You should bring this information to Ral Majin in Tuliolal. In today's political climate, I can certainly understand being annoyed by certain mandates, rules. Yeah, goodness knows here in the US we've got idiots in charge. But at the same time, if everything is chaos, there's no code to follow, then everyone gets different ideas of what's good, what's bad, what's okay, what's not, what they can get away with, what they can't. You know, you could have some people that, you know, want to coexist and just live their lives, and then there'll be some people that are like, screw this, I don't want to have to, you know, work for anything. I'm just gonna take what you have. You know, there has to be a little bit of structure so everyone can cooperate and cohabitate. Sandra, you are returned. Were you able to track down Apyahi? Yep, they're meeting in Shaolani. I see. Pardon me. Her methods for testing the mettle of our would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves. Yet learning that our next target is Tuliolal only makes the sinking feeling in my stomach worse. What? This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. We've heard whispers of a plot against the city and have been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads. While you were abroad, some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. Oh, speak of the Vidral. Yay! My friends! Hello! Glad you have your glasses. Yeah! When Brook Evu sent word you meant to pursue Apyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet right as we were arranging a ship to cross the ocean, we spied a suspicious group disembarking at the port, and decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shaolani. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tuliolal and the inner workings of its government and defenses. When not bothering the people of Shaolani, they loaf about in Husatwahi. The master of the tavern there said the group spent long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing, and going on about some plan. Clearly they are the enforcers Apyahi mentioned. We need to find out what they're planning and how Apyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them. Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop. Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Alessandra to aid us. I hope you can oblige. Don't worry. Then it's settled. Lakshana, Tepake, and I will work to uncover the nature of Apyahi's treasure. These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. I bought them from a foreign sailor. I knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later. Did they not make link pearls here? Alright. Once we've discovered something, I'll meet you at the Aetherite Plaza in Usatwahi. Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine. Okay. It's okay, it's okay. Alright. Whatever plan does she have in store? I have something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the unbound to justice for their crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all. You've met this Apyahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her. It can do that? Why, I was ready to use stealth and deception, but this would make getting the information we need much easier. My thinking exactly. But it will be all for nothing if Apyahi reaches them before we do. So let's make our way to Husatwahi at once. And I think I'm saying that wrong, but I just like saying it that way, so I don't care. Alright. Where are we headed? Oh, I guess I go inside. Are they upstairs? Are they outside? There they are. You probably don't even need the treasure to pull up Yahi's underling. I've seen firsthand how skilled you are at the art of disguise. I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound thoroughly gathered around one of the tables. Doubtless there are targets. There's no one fitting up Yahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance. We can hear everything from out here, so we'll keep watch in case Apyahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Leak Pearl. Alright, Alessandra, take the Dreamweave cocoon in hand, and in your mind's eye envision that wicked woman. He'll be transfigured. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with the quest. Yeah, so if I need to, I'd just come back to her. Alright, RP walk time. Why is he just dancing?
Oh, boss. Wait, you told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose. We've all got sore arms from practicing it so much. No one but you could strike a pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss.
Huh.
Guess that's a drunk worker there. Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right?
Yeah, you remember what the plan is, right?
Of course, boss. We each memorized a different part to make sure we don't forget it. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tuliola. Cerulean barrels will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion. And Elaret's concoction will give us the strength to crush the land's guard like ants.
Simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Alessandra. And how will my artifact aid you?
What'll you be having? Shit.
Excuse me, we're in the middle of something.
Yeah, mind your business. We'll be moving along, so stop trying to bleed us for every coin we have.
Alessandra, we see the real Apyahi approaching.
Shoot!
Tell them to leave. Tell them to leave. You have to buy time. Keep the henchmen talking.
Stop her, somebody, stop her!
You there, excuse me. I wouldn't go in there. The drinks are more water than spirit. Is that so? Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. No, the food. There's no food either. They've sold every last dish. What? Will they have the gall to remain open? Reed run amok indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a paying customer. Have you no shame? Me the details.
There was something else. I think there was. You were supposed to shore up our numbers, right? You said that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it?
She was gonna invade with an army of animals. Alessandra, get out of there! She's coming in! What the fuck? Come on, I would have turned off the buff already. There you go. Good. Oh, you're already here. You move quickly. Well, that means we could get started all the sooner. Once Tuliolal succumbs to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tyrell. Now, see to your preparations, and then join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order. She's even more devious than I imagined. I can scarcely wait to see her in shackles, but I know a hasty misstep can quickly lead to ruin. That was close. I don't know what would have happened if we were found out. We couldn't hear what you were saying while we were trying to distract Apiahi. Did you get anything we could use? She's... That's great! Tetoawa and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them. The cocoon is safe with me. I wonder how the search went. I heard you transformed yourself into Apiahi herself. The varied powers of the treasures never cease to amaze. While we are somewhat unfamiliar with the world outside Shock Tyrell, we were able to gather some information which should be of use. I heard you ran into Apiahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened. I see. Her plan is to strike at Tuliolal from the Shaolani side. Then we can focus our defenses there. You said her minions spoke of an army being summoned by a treasure. That matches with the story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hope their expertise in tracking deadly beasts such as the Tyrell Vidral, the very source of our treasure's powers, might provide insight on the capabilities of hers. Apparently, they received reports that creatures across Tyrell were falling under the thrall of a Shitona woman.
Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb. I saw Apyahi command a massive worm with that thing. Well, we now know what our enemy is capable of. I've heard that some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, smell, or even magical energy. Perhaps the Turalvi Drow whose essence lies in her treasure was one of those, but it's difficult to say which. Even so, we know Apyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us. We'll cut off her advance at Zorgor the Boundless. It'll take everything we have to drive her back, but if we fight as one, neither her nor her beasts will take a single step into Tuliolal. But there's also the Cerulean. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Apyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Hural Majun what we've learned? You got it. Oof. Yeah, we'll take that one then. The Bayside Baby. Da-da-da. Whee! Alright. She's bringing an army of beasts to our doors? There's so little time to prepare. And if the treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will, we must consider the possibility it could be used on people too. I'll bring this information to the Landsguard at once, that they may begin readying the city's defenses. I know neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Alessandra. With any luck, Apyahi and her cronies will soon be languishing in cells. Right bustle, huh? You said Tetoawa was keeping watch in Husatwahi, right? Suppose no news is good news. Well, there it is now. Apyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. It's time, everyone. We make our stand before the gates of Tuliolal. They're coming. And here I was hoping that Apyahi would turn herself in. Well, I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have that treasure, but she doesn't have our allies, and she certainly doesn't have you. Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow we'll welcome a dawn and Tuliolal free of their shadow. Okay, so they're gonna be right outside. So we just need to go to an Aetherite, and I assume there's a point for that exit? Yeah. It's gonna be a fight. My bow will aim true, I promise. If our guess about the treasure's power is correct, this will not be an easy fight. I saw the Unbound leave Usatwahi. They should be here any moment. I can't fight, but I have medicine at the ready. I'll help however I can. Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than fortunate, I am confident that in the end we'll be the stronger for them. We won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tuliolal. Today, Apyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes. Hopefully this isn't too complicated. But at least it's in phases.
They're here. We knew you were coming up, Yahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further.
So you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. I offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog. I'm not a lapdog. Villains like you don't deserve freedom. Of course you would say that. You are Eosia's savior, after all. You knew who I was? I knew it from the moment I saw you. And I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans. I wanted you to see what we fight for, to realize the beauty of true freedom, and devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally. Alas. Your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Interesting. You think I have the power to command others against their will? Well, don't you? Oh, you are far more foolish than I believed. I would never rob anyone of their freedom. She's gone!
Not gone. Here. Look, beasts approach from the Tuliolan side. But how? We committed too heavily to this side, and now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate.
The path to a new tomorrow lies ever before us. We need only be brave enough to walk it.
Leave this lot to us. You tend to the others.
Okay.
Poor little shrew. We have to take care of these beasts before going after Apyahi. Over here, Alessandra. There we go. As I feared, my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. How about this? Oh. And then this in a single blow. No, I think not. Wait. I got you, girly. Leave the skies to me. The rest of you focus on the big one. A tenacious lot, aren't you? I suppose I wouldn't want you to fall too quickly. God, there's so many of them. Nicely done. No, my poor pitiful pets. So I cannot rely on numbers alone. Keep them distracted, my darlings. We'll be fine. Go after Abyahi. That Dwawa needs help. I might be in trouble. I got you, bro. Something a little different this time. Behold the fruits of my travels across Tyrol. Thanks for the help. Now to catch up, Yahi. Don't think you've won yet. You're strong to be sure, but so is this. Minotaur? Said your worst. I won't lose. Don't hold back. My medicines will keep you upright. Okay. You take care of him then. I'll focus on DPSing. Limits are just more rules to be broken. That doesn't look good. Worry not. Get behind me and you'll be safe. Are you all right?
You survived that? Oh, even bugs squirm before they die. This time I'll finish things. You're as stubborn as the mud stuck to my sandals, yet that alone is not enough to... What? I admit, I may have underestimated you lot. And while defeating you would be quite the feather in my cap, the gates of Toliolo are a much easier target. Curses, she's making a run for it. Follow her, Alessandra. Anything that would obstruct the free world I aim to create will be destroyed. Must you insist on being a thorn in my side? Very well. Then I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eosia's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom. I swear, if he does troll moves, I'm gonna be annoyed. My contender. Go forth, my prickly punisher, and crush those who would bind us! Aye, but what is this sudden dreadful feeling? Perhaps I haven't been sleeping as well of late. Oh shit. Too far back. What is he doing now?
Impressive. I expected no less of you, but this farce ends here. Now smash her to a pulp. Is this a quick time? Oh, wait. Can I? I don't think so. My friends! May you find comfort and fellowship. At least this will save me the trouble of killing you one by one.
It's getting even stronger.
Keep going, everyone. Oh, how can you stand before the treasure's might? What are you? You said it yourself. I'm the savior of Eorzea.
We need to take this guy down so we don't have to deal with his crap.
Gather round, folks, gather round. Take him down, take him down! Got him. No, even my spiny savior has fallen. Feel the power of friendship! I'm not finished yet. I can replenish my ranks. Can we just like take it from her? Thank you. It broke. It seems I must admit defeat. Yet know this, I do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided. Think back upon the leaders who came before you, those 5 self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased.
each one the perfect image of liberty. Yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power. That is why we fought, why we became villains, to tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules, so that the voiceless many may speak again. What made you feel this way? Alessandra has told you already, surely. Yet the exile that emboldened my hatred of meaningless restrictions also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it. And as I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went, that the many were bound by the few. In Gridania, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors. In Ul'dah, merchants craft laws to exert their control over others. Even in Limsa Laminsa, once lawless pirates are made to bow to the state. Need I say more? The countless Ishgardians who were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war. The people of the East whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores. I had to go west to find what I sought. Here, in Teral, I lived a life unbound. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again. Terrible? What happened? I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? In my village, charging for something so essential was unthinkable, so long as one followed the rules, that is. For the first time since my exile, I questioned my path. I convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all. Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reasons behind trading coin for it. No, money is just another rule that's used to control us. A rule that I won't accept. I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent, I plotted. The rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters. Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone. In its place stood a sign that read no vagrancy. The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That can't have been easy. I can understand your perspective, Apyahi, but a world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Laws are the only things which keep us from that. And I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules, rules whose purposes are sometimes baffling. But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you're dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Apyahi, is not freedom, it is self-indulgence. So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please? Not a word got through to her. Talking anymore would just be a waste of breath. It's time to put her in chains. This is all you're doing, isn't it? It's time you've joined the rest of your minions. I won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice, and they will carry on my legacy. The passage of the Unbound shall remain open forevermore! Freedom that harms others is no freedom at all. Living in a society has its challenges, but it allows us to support each other as a group. Judging by how her force was mostly composed of wild beasts, I take it Abyahi couldn't send many of her henchmen to Taral. Perhaps Virazan's resources have finally run dry. Finally, the Unbound are in chains. Do you think Itoka would be proud of us? Of me? I knew anyone who admired Eleret would have twisted morals, but even so, I'm shocked by the depth of Abyahi's depravity. Your bravery was inspiring, everyone. Abyahi is in the custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished. We should return to Shalyav-Tie and let Ral Majun know about our victory here. Okay. I will take this back toward the Bayside Bivvy. Da 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 da. I heard all about your battle with the passage of the Unbound. Leave it to you all to not only capture their leader, but to do so without anyone in Tuliolel coming to harm. I had friends. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection expected the remains of the beast you fought. Their discoveries were surprising, to say the least. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that had taken the form of familiar creatures. The mages concluded that the Tural Vidral sealed within the treasure was likely once a fungi itself. This explains the sightings of Abyahi traveling with beasts of all sorts at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recreating them with the power of the treasure. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're all welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. Yay! Speaking of which, I hear Titawawa and the others will soon be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet, but I'm sure they'd love to speak with you one last time. Yes, I'm sure. There they are now.
want to spend some time at Tuliolo's markets before I return home. I've been thinking a spare pair of spectacles might be a prudent purchase. Yes. It seems my parents fell in love with the tacos here while they awaited my return from Thavler. I'm sure they'd be happy if I brought some home with me. Every time I come to Shalbalvtier, I'm amazed by all the different kinds of people gathered around its tables. I wish there was a place like this in my village. Well, why don't you make one? This short time together with you has reminded me of Wislam and Zerg. I wonder how they fare. Perhaps I'll write them a letter and find out. I neglected to mention this earlier, but I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever. I've looked to Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers. We train together and take turns on watch, among other things. Loen Zikwe no longer needs to spend her days abed, and sometimes joins us in our drills. I admit this Lu life wouldn't be the same without her. A Lu life for which we both owe you thanks, Alessandra. We'll keep striving to follow the example you set for us. Many people have accepted the fact that we cannot always rely upon the heartstring, and even now train to build our natural resistance to various toxins. It took some time to figure out the right amounts to use, and I admit there was some close calls, but luckily the heartstring was at our disposal. Yet I believe our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. I hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. I'd forgotten how delicious food could be. The others will be glad to hear how key the Dreamweave cocoon was to our success. And though it seems Apyahi recognized you from the moment you met, it didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms for me that you've more than earned your renown as a hero. I still aspire to become a hunter worthy of Itoka's legacy, and I know it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, but I won't stop there. Keep your ears to the ground, Alessandra, for someday you might hear tales of Yuiki, a hunter true. Yuiki. Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins, but I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tuliolo, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Kakunja sent me a letter. He said the authorities have taken the circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon, and just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Everyone's looking forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kakunja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tuliolo more often. I think the origin of the treasures lies with the Yakui. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they sought still more when their very survival was at stake. My people were afraid of the apex and so sealed it away within our treasure. But over time the treasure became as feared as the beast within it. Thus we never considered using it as a tool to aid us. I've been training hard, and I hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It might take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than the last time we met, right? You don't have to answer, but trust me when I tell you we won't take the easy road like Virazon. Every bit of progress will earn through hard work. On that note, as much as I'd like to stay, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brook-Evu and Ramujun.
Glad you got to catch up with everyone. Shall we bring this party to a close then? Be well, everyone. I'll bring Lozanique next time. I wanted to meet the people who helped us.
Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to freshly hunted boar. Everyone, get home safely. We'll meet again soon. I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, if only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me. Bye. It was a long and trying road, but the treasures are finally back in their rightful places.
The passage of the Unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. Sure we'll hear no more of them again. Here's to peace and Tuliolal. Those basic social considerations. Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their necks. Did you see how nobly Apiahi fought? As long as I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the path she showed us.
It's up to us to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon.
The passage of the Unbound shall remain ever open, and will be there to guide others upon it. There are more of you? Criminals! Over here! By the gods, run! We can't be caught here! That's funny. Complete. Yay! Sweet justice. I think I'm gonna put that on. Sweet, sweet justice. Oh, I think that's going by T. There we go. Sweet justice. Alright, come here. Oh, we did it. We made a new friend. We met back with some old friends and we stopped the passage of the Unbound from sowing chaos in Tuliolal and around the world. Hey! Alright. Let me check something real quick like. Oh, wrong thing. Oh. Alright, cool. So, thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a follow here on Twitch, as that does help me with my goals here. For those watching in the future, thank you for watching my VODs. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channels. That'll let you know when new VODs get uploaded here, and when I upload new songs to my main channel, which is hopefully coming sooner rather than later. But obviously not in the next few weeks, because I'm gonna be on the way to jolly old England. Yay!
Well, that's all for now. Chip chip cheerio and all that. Have a fantastic day. See you next time.